What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Travis. We got Cohen back here, and this is TWA Motorsports. And today we are wrecking a perfectly good car. At least that's what I'd call it. Wrecking it. This poor old man that had this car originally would freak out if he knew we were doing what we were doing. But we are starting modifications on this car. And the first one's pretty simple. We are going to be, well, he says he wants to do it, which is fine. I don't really want to. He's gonna put some headers on this thing. Yeah, looks fun. Good luck. All right, guys, I'm going in the house. This is a pretty short little video. No, I'm going to kind of show him what needs to be done. I think for the most part, he can do this. I think he'll need a little bit of help when we're putting the headers in place as far as holding them while we get some bolts started. But this is what he decided to go with. These are 2-inch speed engineering headers. Now, look, guys, there's other options out there, right? So there's Cooks, there's American Racing, there's Texas Speed, there's, I don't know, Flowtech probably makes some. I don't even know all the brands. TPS, Stainless Works, LG Motorsports. There's a ton of options out there, right? But ultimately, guys, I've had really good luck in the past with speed engineering stuff. I have them on my green truck, which is in the other garage right now. We've put them on several things. Now, it's really odd. This is the first set of speed engineering that I've seen that aren't like all polished up. It's kind of odd, but they are 2-inch primaries, which that's a big difference. Honestly, probably should have went with 1 7/8, but he has this dream of going with a blower down the road, and if that happens, the 2-inch will come in handy, to be honest with you. But he opted to get the whole deal. He bought this. Comes to the X pipe, basically connects to the factory connection. So I think there'll be some pipes that are not used, but got some, instead of their cheap header flanges or header gaskets, he got the actual stainless ones like the factory style. ARP header bolts, extensions for the O2 sensors, which, guys, it's been a while, but the LS9 header is completely different. And I've never seen, if you look right here, that's the O2 sensor. It's like right in the top. I've never seen anything quite like that, but he's struggling getting the battery off. What's going on over there?
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those days, you know.
I guess. What the heck? You can't get the battery off. We're gonna have a real problem getting the headers out. All right, so anyway, we're starting with the battery. Probably go ahead and pull the spark plug wires off and get the spark plugs out. Unplug the O2 sensor. I think it can probably be drug out. I keep saying we, like I'm helping. Probably drag the O2 out with the actual manifold. But aside from that, we're gonna get that stuff unhooked, or he's gonna get that stuff unhooked, and then we'll get it up in the air and take a look at it up there. Well, he's already got the spark plug wires off. I'm gonna leave the plugs in just in case he doesn't finish this out tonight, or we don't really need to take the plugs out until the headers are ready to come out. We got it up in the air, and guys, we had an oil leak on the ground, and I thought it was coming from this car, but it must have been the truck. But he's gonna start back here. He's got the impact. We're gonna get these, he's gonna get I think they're 15s. You might test it to make sure. Are they? Yeah. You can get those 215s out, because this kit comes basically from this pipe back, and the cool thing about this is an MPP car. And I recommended to him to do this because sometimes your exhaust flips up. You just don't want to scratch anything. But he's going to go ahead and bust those loose and work our way forward, getting everything loose. I actually think a guy could get this old stuff out relatively quickly. He got the pipe, the old H pipe. I guess it's an H. No, it's an X. So the factory X pipe, he got that out. Got the bottom side with the catalytic converters out. You could see just 15 millimeters there also. And actually the car's still kind of warm, so that made it go a little better. So now we're gonna let it down, and he's gonna start taking out manifold bolts. We got, well, he's been out here working by himself. He got all the spark plugs out, got a majority of all the header bolts out, and the manifolds are off, guys. I don't remember this one on my ZR1 being such a pain in the butt, but the passenger, or the driver's side very back one, that's kind of a reach. But the manifolds are laying on the ground down here. And now we're ready to actually try to thread up a header in there. I don't exactly know how great they're gonna fit. What we may do is bring it a little further off the ground and roll under there and see what we got. I don't know, we'll just have to test it and see. Those headers, or the stock manifolds, came out from the bottom. So we should be good as far as coming back in from the bottom, I think. You know, a lot of times on the LS stuff, like on the Trans Ams and stuff, you need to take the filter off. So we'll just see when we get down there kind of what we're dealing with. We just went under there and tried to slide that header up in, and it actually goes in really well. It fit really well. But the oxygen sensors, it's really odd. Like I said, guys, I keep saying this, but I don't remember them being underneath the fuel rail covers, and I don't think on the ZR1, because I've never had an LS3 car, so maybe this is normal, but it plugs in under the fuel rail covers that he took off, the Corvette covers. And so you need oxygen extenders here, which is what we got, but then I just don't feel comfortable if we don't put heat wrap on them. So I got a little heat wrap on them. We're gonna plug these in up top and then kind of route them behind the motor, I guess, and get them down to where the oxygen sensors are. But the header on this side, we haven't tested the passenger side yet, but that would fit really good. Haven't had to remove anything other than just the old manifolds. So I think it's gonna go pretty good, hopefully. These things fit in remarkably well. I slid this one in, and then I went up top, and he stayed down here and moved it around so I could get the bolts started. Guys, it helps to have two people when you're doing that for sure, because you're ultimately trying to hold the header without falling. You got to kind of, one needs to be under it, one needs to be up top. He's up top snugging down the 10mm ARP head bolts or header bolts that he got, so he opted to go with the header bolts, which I think is a really good idea. I don't like reusing those rusty factory ones, and so he decided to upgrade and get those. So now we've got the headers placed, and guys, the fitment is incredible for a cheap header. You know, I mean, they're not the cheapest. Well, I guess maybe, no, they're not the cheapest out there, but golly, they fit great. We didn't have to take anything off to get them in there. They're not anywhere close to touching anything. They're maybe a little close here to these lines. I might wrap those actually. I'm guessing that's the trans cooler. Yeah, we're pretty close to that now. I look at that. So we may wrap that right here with some of that heat wrap, just like we did the oxygen sensor, the extensions. But we can plug those in now and go ahead and thread the lock through, and then we can working our way back. We'll talk about torque specs later. He's gonna just snug those down up top, and then we do have to torque those, and there is a sequence for that, but we'll worry about that here in a minute. So next night, we've got the exhaust pretty much fitted, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. There's two pieces there left. But he went ahead and took out the rear hangers for the mufflers, because we needed more room to slide it all back in order to get it in the pipes. But right now, he's changing the spark plugs. Actually, he's putting them back in. We got them all the header bolts are snug. We haven't torqued them yet, which we need to do, but he's working on getting the spark plugs in. We chose to go with new ones since we've got this apart. Now this only has 14,000 miles on it. Probably didn't need them, but it's a good time to replace them. We're just gonna go back with the factory plug wires for now. They look decent. 41-162, I'll list these in the description, but that's a superseded part number. The original ones are no longer available, and the reason why is NGK and GM severed ties. So NGK actually made those under the AC Delco name. They have now replaced it with an AC Delco, which is not made by them, and it is a little bit different. It's a little bit longer. They say that it burns more efficient. I don't know, guys. I don't read a lot into spark plugs. I think there's some bad ones out there, but either way, these need to be gapped to 40 thousandths. He's installing those, and then we'll roll underneath and take a look at what we need to do next. Kind of showing you what we've got accomplished here. There's a separate piece right here. So the X comes into play. There's a piece that comes here. These are side specific. If you put them on the wrong way, it won't line up, so it makes it a little easier for you to tell as far as getting it in the center that's cut out for the exhaust. Then there's a small piece here, you notice, that has a fitting for your wideband, if you're running a wideband, which we'll have to at some point to tune. And then you've got your X pipe, which is another piece. So total, besides the header, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, okay? And we got the clamps lined up. Now they're not obviously cinched down. You don't want to cinch anything down, but what he did back here was he took the hangers loose for the rear, you take them both loose?
I took the right side.
So you only took one side off. I don't really know why you did that. So we're needing to take both sides off. And that's to get these pipes in. And it depends on, it comes with different pipes depending on what your catback is. So these fit it the best. You'll just have to see which one kind of fits the best and go from there. But obviously we're gonna need hangers, or not hangers, but clamps for this area and clamps that we're gonna have to put on here. After a fight between me and him, and I mean fight with the exhaust pipes, not with each other. He took those clamps loose, right? We let the mufflers down, but guys, I didn't show you this. We did have to take the sway bar loose to get additional clearance to get those pipes to fit together. So now we've got it fit together, and you could see, this is really, I don't know how I did this before on the ground. I really don't, when I sit here and look at what we've done. But we fought to get these last two connection pipes in. They're just a hair too long. And instead of trimming them, we just kept working around with it and finally got them. So now we've got our exhaust, well, we've got two screw jacks underneath. And we're gonna work our way from the front right here, tightening these up. Golly, I hope there's a clamp. Okay, good deal. We're gonna work our way starting on these clamps, getting those tight, right, on each side. Then to this one, we're gonna kind of push up on it as we go. And we're just gonna work our way back. And that should be the best method for getting things lined up. Yeah, it's that 3/4. Just snug it down pretty tight. We got everything tightened down, all the clamps, everything's fitting good. There's a ton of clearance, guys. Like I said, the biggest fight was getting these last few pipes in. I went ahead and got the sway bar back hooked up. The only issue is like right here, because they put the lap joints in the same spot and there's not enough room to get your clamp here. And believe me, these clamps suck, we know. We may end up replacing them because they are gonna leak, but we may also cut this or something, I don't know. That's gonna be the lowest point, is that piece right there. But it's all tightened up, snug. We got the 13s right here tightened up. We got the exhaust hangers tightened up in the back. It is solid. It's like just as solid as the factory. So at this point, we're gonna set it back down. We're gonna get up to the top and finish things up. He's tightening up the ARP bolts. So guys, starting in the middle and working our way out. We did one pass at 11, second pass at 18 foot-pounds. Also got the spark plug snugged down. And so now all we have to do, he has to hook that. We did pull the oil dipstick out. I don't know if we talked about that. I think was it 15?
Yeah.
So make sure and put that back in. Obviously get the dipstick and the dipstick tube in the pan. Don't miss that. And aside from that, guys, we're just gonna put the old plug wires back, or yeah, plug wires back on, and then we will hopefully get the battery hooked up and give it a start. All right, it's the test. It's not gonna really do it justice in the garage. It's gonna be echoing off that back deal. Let's leave that open and make sure we don't have any spark plug wires off or something. One of the spark plug wires is touching. We're gonna have to upgrade. This guy right here is laying on the manifold, or the header, whatever you want to call it. I'm interested to see how much louder it is. That'll be interesting. If it starts, probably won't even start. Probably screwed something up. All right, that's with it closed. I'm gonna go to the back. Hold on. So that's with the exhaust closed. That's with it open. Woo! It's loud. Yeah, let's cold rev it. Come on. All right. Well, I mean, look, guys. We obviously took the catalytic converters off because this is only a Mexico-driven car, so we don't have to worry about that, you know. But aside from that, it sounds pretty good. We'll have to get it out of the shop here at some point and give you guys a, you know, kind of setting outside. So it's not, I mean, echoing off that back wall, you're not going to get the true idea of what it sounds like, but it's working. Like I said, I think we're going to have issues with this plug wire. He's going to have to order a set of MSDs so we have that adjustable boot. But other than that, that's the only clearance issue I see. Everything else fit really good, other than trying to get those pipes together. And I kind of hinted to him like, hey, this is why we buy American Racing, right? That's hey, this is poor people problems, I guess. All right, well, looks to me like he's planning on pulling it out right now. So let's maybe we can get a clip on it right now. He's gonna pull it out right now. We got everything out of the way. Make sure it's definitely louder. Holy cow, is it louder. It's way louder than it was before. You can definitely hear it out here. Are those exhaust pipes lower than they were, you think? Or not? I don't remember them sticking down that far, but maybe they did. Close it. That's what I like about this kind of exhaust. You can be annoying when you want to and then close it up. You can see it's gonna smell really rich when you take the catalytic converters off, that's for sure, even if it's dialed in. Now look guys, we're not gonna get the full benefits, or he's not gonna get the full benefit of this without a tune, but sure sounds different. What do you think? It sounds way more throaty. It almost sounds like it's got a cam in it. We can go get a cam real quick out of the house. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, now I did help him a little bit. Obviously, he needed some help getting some pipes on and off, and that's part of it. I would have probably needed his help if I were doing that on my own. But he did a lot of that himself. I know I kind of snuck in there, but he needed help on a few things that he just didn't understand. And look, it's a cool car. It's a cool car. And I think that we'll keep the stock stuff around in case we ever want to put it back on. I don't foresee that happening, but if we do, we have it. So guys, if you did enjoy this video, please, like always, smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are not subscribed, go down there, hit that subscribe button. Of course, ring the bell icon. I will list all the stuff that we use in the description down below. And of course, go check out twamotorsports.com if you guys want to check out a hat, a shirt, a sticker, and stay tuned to see what we work on next.